What's up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today I'm giving you the Canggu Bali travel guide. So if you haven't, make sure that you turn on notifications so that you know when I post a video, because I like to post about travel, dating, and everything in between. So if that's your jam, hit that subscribe button. Also, leave a comment and let me know if you've been to Bali and what you love about it. And let's get to it. This is the Canggu Bali, Indonesia travel guide of beautifulness. First off, we're gonna talk about why I chose to go to Canggu, Bali when there's so many different options. And ultimately, we picked this because it is closest to the beach, and I love a tropical vibe, like bikini lifestyle vacation. And so this is really close to the beach. Also, it has more of a laid back feel from what I had heard. And so that was why we chose to go here instead of Ubud or any other Seminyak or something like that, which we did see, but ultimately our home base, our Airbnb, was in Canggu. In addition to that, we went in mid-October, and this was part of a bigger trip. You see, going to Bali can be very, very expensive if you're going straight from where I live, Los Angeles, straight to Bali. So what we did is we put a trip in between, which is Taiwan. And if you haven't checked out that video, make sure you go click the link down below and watch my Taiwan travel video. But we went there first. It made going to Bali cheaper. So if you like to drink when you're on vacation, you want to go to Bali, I highly suggest you get some duty-free booze before you board that plane to Bali. You can take 1 liter of booze per person into Bali. The beer is cheap in Bali, so you're always good on that, but if you want hard alcohol, that is what I'm talking about, is going to be expensive. We got our villa from Airbnb, and the cost was about $1,000 for 5 days, which is awesome because our villa gave everybody their own bedroom, everyone had their own bathroom, we had a cleaning staff, we had a kitchen, we had a pool, we had everything that you could dream of and like feel like you were in luxury. Here are my tips when getting a villa. When you are looking at pictures, examine the crap out of those pictures. Look deeply at those pictures because they're showing you the like coolest pictures that they could find of their villa. So you just want to make sure that you're getting what you paid for. Read the reviews, read what problems people had. So for our villa, it was amazing. I loved our villa. Our rooms were closed off. So our rooms themselves were closed off, but our bathrooms had that cool outdoor feel. So they were outdoors, but again, had more of a sleek design. And so even though you're outdoors, you didn't feel like it was super jungly, which you can get in Bali. And we did have the geckos, and geckos were eating the bugs. So we didn't really have a bug problem. I didn't see any spiders or anything crazy, to let you guys know that ahead of time. So I think the geckos kind of cover that. And we had more of a modern design. We had a bit of a mix, but it was more of a modern design. I wish I would have known before I went to Bali, which no one else talks about, is that it's really not a walking area. Like, it's not a walking place. And that's because there's no sidewalk. So you really have to watch where you're going. Plus there's scooters and there's no crosswalks. There's nothing like that. So you are just kind of like fending for yourself.
Walking from our villa to like a main area where we grab our cars and our grabs and stuff like that.
So I'm gonna break down some of the ways that you can travel around Canggu. If you're in a group especially, a driver is so helpful. A, it's a local, so they can tell you about really cool places to go and get you really good deals on things. We had a driver one day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and it cost $72. On other days, you can take Gojek, which is basically their Uber. Now with this, you can not negotiate if you want and wait for someone to take the set price, but most of the drivers are going to message you about negotiating. They're gonna ask for a bit more. Another thing you can do is take taxis, and when you take a taxi, they have taxi stands, and when you go to the taxi stand, those are pretty much set prices. And then the last way to get around is scooters. I did not do that. I was not there long enough to really test out the scooter life, but it looked like a very fun way to get around. But if I ever went back to Bali for an extended period of time, now that I've been there and I've seen how it works, I would be interested in renting a scooter myself. Things to do in Canggu: the rice terraces. So you're going to want to have your driver take you to the rice terraces, and this day you're gonna want to start at 7 a.m. before it gets crowded. We started at 7 a.m. and I'm so happy we did. And I'm just gonna give you some notes and go through the process, the things that I wish people had told me. When going into the rice terraces, you are going to be hit for a donation. It's gonna look scammy. You're gonna be like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pay this. You're supposed to pay it. And it's gonna be $1.50 per person, $1.50 USD per person. So just pay that and then go through. You're going to see a lot of swings. I suggest just waiting and going to the way top because that's where you're gonna get the money shot. When you go to the top, you're gonna hit another checkpoint and that was $1.50 for the entire group.
We made it.
Make it to the top.
We're making it to the top still. So many stairs, but almost.
Once you go to the very top of the rice terraces, you're going to hit the swing. I thought this was the Bali swing. It wasn't. My suggestion is if you find a dope swing in Bali, you don't need to be like everybody else. Just take a picture at that swing. You're gonna love the experience. It's gonna be dope. We went early to the swing. There was no one at this swing. And so we were able to negotiate a really good price, $18 for our whole group, which came out to less than $4 a person to ride the swing. And when they let us ride the swing, they really let you ride the swing. They were like pushing us for a long time. They were snapping pictures. They were so sweet and cool. It was empty, so that was another great way that we just had a lot of time there and we really got a lot of pictures and a lot of cool footage. So definitely go early there. Luwak coffee plantation. So we wanted to try the Luwak poop coffee. So we went to the plantation. We did not want a tour, and I'm pretty sure the tasting was free. I don't remember, but it was free. So you get to taste all their different like coffees and teas. That doesn't include the Luwak coffee, but it includes other coffees and teas they have, which are actually really delicious. And then you can order the Luwak coffee. We did with, I believe, ice cream or something in it. I didn't ask them to bring the animal out to us. They brought the animal out to us like on a whim and we were like, no, it's okay. And they brought it out anyway. So yeah, we weren't like, oh my God, please bring that poor animal that you get Luwak coffee from out. No, so they just brought it out, but it was a really cute animal. It didn't look sad. I don't know, but go if you want, don't go if you don't want. I don't know, it's what I went there. I have mixed feelings about myself.
Over here, getting ice cream, and then there's that animal's right there. We're chilling.
Okay, one of my favorite things that I did in Bali is white water rafting. And not a lot of people do this there, and they should because it's amazing. Jurassic Park craziness, okay? And we got a great deal. It was about $20 to $25 per person. It was a 2-hour whitewater rafting excursion. You get your oar on, and then you get on a truck, and that truck drives you about 10 minutes away to the hike. And then this lady comes out and she literally holds the raft on her head.
Dude, she's carrying our raft for us all the way down these stairs. It's already been like 10 minutes.
Hey!
Going down to the river.
Okay, man. Let's go.
Sorry. Instagram more important. We ready, guys?
Let's do it.
We're doing it.
Really
Whitewater
scared.
rafting.
Look at this river.
Look at that.
And you get in, and we lost our oar about 5 minutes into the whitewater rafting. We hit a rock, almost died, and lost our oar. So we were one oar down. So we had an adventure.
We're about to like drop in a waterfall right now.
Here, go for it.
This is chill now, but we f***ing struggling out here.
We struggling.
This isn't sweat. We got stuck on a rock. Oh my gosh.
Team wins.
Check it out, waterfall.
Oh my God. Yo, T, what's up? Hold up. Get T. Let's go.
And halfway through, you actually get to jump off the raft and play under this waterfall with other people, which is pretty cool. and then you also hit a checkpoint where they have Bintang beer and water, and they will probably pressure you to buy beer or water, but just, it's gonna be a bit more expensive, but just do it because you have to support the fact that they hiked to the middle of this place. When you see the place that they have the beer, you're gonna be like, you brought this beer here. Here is money, because it's crazy. And then you get back on the raft and you go even further, and we had a super fun tour guide that had been rafting his whole life and was an expert, and he was great at teaching us, and it was like the highlight of my trip. If you go to their website, it's gonna say $70 per person. If you go through TripAdvisor or someplace else, you'll get the price of $20 to $25 per person. Beach clubs. I didn't even know Canggu was gonna be this beach club like oasis for me, but it was, and Vegas has not looked the same since. So first one up, Finn's Beach Club. This one's a really popular one. It's so popular, I almost was like kind of like, no, I don't wanna go there. But I'm so glad I went there because it was incredibly fun. It's huge. The time that we went, we walked right in and didn't have to pay any kind of cover. We decided to get a day bed at Finn's, and this was a great experience. I'm so glad we did. It was $200, and the cool thing is the $200 actually goes to your tab. So it's not like $200 just for the day bed and then you're buying drinks too. That $200 is basically, you have the day bed and then you have a credit of $200 to buy drinks and food and anything that you want. And you get to pick where your bed is. We picked on the beach side so we could see the sunset. I highly recommend that you do that because it's close to the pool as well. And we just got in the pool and just had a great time. At Finn's Day Club, about to drink and have a good time with friends and drink. Another beach club that we loved was the Lawn. This one was probably my favorite. We went twice. It was more of a smaller beach club. We also got a day bed here, and the cool thing is they started at $60 with the same deal as Finn. So anything that you bought, use that $60 as a credit. So it was very cool because you probably were gonna spend that anyway, but at least you have a day bed with your friends now. And they had a pool, and then they also overlooked the beach and the ocean. The cool thing is they had a security guard, so every time you wanted to go to the beach, you could put your stuff in a locker and he would just let you go out to the beach, and then you'd come back, he'd let you back in. It was so awesome having the combination of both of those. Starbucks Reserve. This one was really cool. Wasn't expecting it. Didn't know that it was gonna be this dope, but I didn't know anything about Starbucks Reserve, but there's only a few of them in the world, and Bali has one of them. It was huge, beautiful inside. I got a water bottle here, which I love, and you can get, you know, the regular Starbucks drinks, plus they have a few different ones. I got the lavender latte, and they have stations where you can learn about how the coffee is made. Outside, they have coffee plants. It's just a really cool experience. If you are a Starbucks lover, you must visit the Starbucks Reserve in Bali. Lotus massage. So when I go to Asia, I love to get massages because I really just feel like they're so expensive here in LA. It's just ridiculous. So I like to get my massages and facials when I go there. I have to fit at least one in. And so we went to Lotus Massage. If you go here, it's a great establishment, super clean, cute. I would highly suggest making your appointment ahead of time if you're in a group because it is a small establishment. I got the Balinese massage, which is kind of like a mix between a Swedish massage and a Thai massage, which I loved. And I got a facial, both were an hour. Just got a massage, big hair, don't care. And it was fantastic. Woo. Shopping in Canggu, you are going to pass by little stores and you're gonna, go to a street market hopefully. So there is really good shopping here. Obviously, the little store shopping and boutiques are a bit more expensive than the street markets, but both of them are supporting the economy. So it really doesn't matter where you decide to buy your goods. For street markets, I went to the Love Anchor Bazaar, and I actually only went there once. So I'm just gonna give you some quick tips on haggling. Automatically, when they give you a price, go 50 to 75%, cut it like that. If you're buying more than one item, ask for a discount and be like, how much if I buy 2 of those? Where to eat in Canggu? First place is Examar. I don't really know how to say this, but it was a very cute coffee shop, kind of hybrid juice bar, and it had breakfast items. They had like French toast, eggs Benedict, delicious smoothies. I got a smoothie or juice pretty much everywhere I went, so you might see some of those in this video. And I will put the price range on here. Nothing was over $6, so it was delicious. I'm talking about full meals. The next place that I'm recommending is called Black Sand Brewery. This is just a huge brewery in the middle of Canggu. It's huge. We went, and I'm sure it's popping at night. We went during the day, and the beer is a bit more expensive, but it's pretty cool that it's its own brewery out there, and you can get a beer, like one of their beers, for around $6, which is kind of comparable to LA. You can get Bentang for about $3. So it's more for the experience of going to a brewery out there. I'm out here raging with my sparkling water. It's called a detox Tiffy, because I went ham at Finn's yesterday, and they are not detoxing, just me. Next up is Monsieur Spoon. This is a French bakery in Bali, and the aesthetic is so cute. I just can't explain it. I love the way it looked. It looked like a legit French bakery. I got a croissant sandwich, and I also got a coffee, and it was under $3.50. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I double checked my credit card statement, and it was like, wow, that was quite a deal. Just try their croissant. That's the best thing that they make there, and get a coffee and enjoy the scenery because it's really, really cute. Next up, we got Human Bean Den Pasar. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but we fed our whole group of 5 people on $35 here, and that's including all of the drinks that you're seeing, all of the breakfast items, and that's a pretty good deal for 5 people. It was a cute place. They had dogs walking around, and this was walking distance from our Airbnb, which made it even better. So this was a great place to enjoy breakfast. Bayou Kitchen. I'm butchering names, but oh my goodness, I'm so sad I didn't get enough footage of this place. This was one of our favorite restaurants in Bali because it was so close, and it was just a great spot to pick up to-go food. Warlock Canggu. This place is directly next to Lotus Massage, so you can get your massage on and then go next door and get your food. And the guys that worked here were so sweet. They do everything. They, take your order, they make your food, they bring your food up to you. They were taking pictures for their Instagram. The food was delicious. It was some of the best food I had in Bali. I got a smoothie, and then I got their seafood pasta, and it was delish. They put their heart into it. Stray animals. While you're in Bali, you are going to see a lot of stray dogs and cats. If you don't like dogs, I don't know if it's a good idea for you to visit Bali because they're everywhere. Right outside of our Airbnb, we actually had a gang of dogs, and they barked every night and also barked at us every night when we walked out of our Airbnb, even one night following us. So that is what you're gonna see. But I do wanna say that a lot of the dogs are super chilled, are not gonna mess with you. If you see a dog that has a collar on it, that actually means it's a pet. It's someone's pet that's just like allowed to go roam and come back. And you're gonna see cats. So just, be aware that for the most part, they won't mess with you, and they're just gonna be around.
Let me let you continue your date. All right now.
I want to give a special shout out to our driver, Young. She was so much fun. Her information is right here down below. She is a great driver, and she also has other people that drive for her that are just equally as awesome, that drove us to the airport and things like that. So give her a call if you're looking for a driver. I hope that you enjoyed this travel guide. If you want even more details about, specifics, make sure that you head to tiffydiamond.com, where I have a blog post dedicated to Canggu. If you haven't, make sure you share it, like, subscribe, and comment below, and let me know if you have a trip to Bali planned and any questions you might have about my trip. And I will see you next time. Stay creative.